Did you know that running a pet photography business is about 10% photography and 90% business?
I did not.
I did not either. We learned that quickly. But part of the business side of things, that 90%, is marketing. And it's a big one because there's so many options for you. One of the easiest, not necessarily easiest, but the most common things to do is have a website. I really recommend having your own URL. So if you have westwaystudio.com or AlisonChamrell.com, that's really great. Try to stay away from the free hosting sites like wix.com/westwaystudio or wordpress.org/AlisonChamrell. Now, I'm not saying don't use WordPress. I love WordPress, but use it on your own URL. Don't have their free hosted version. Yes, it costs money to have your own URL, but you're running a business and it's a business expense. So it's just part of it.
Absolutely. And you can also use Google to then set up an email address that's at yourdomain.com, and it looks so much more professional. And really, at the end of the day, can you imagine wix.com/Target? Can you imagine wordpress.com/the Ritz-Carlton? It doesn't make sense for these big brands, and you're a company too, so don't rely on that kind of thing. We highly recommend to have your own domain name. It's just so much more professional.
Yeah, for sure. And then on your website, just really quickly, you want to have a few key pages that should be the base. Worry about those first and then start building the rest of your site. But you definitely need an about page. Highly recommend having a photo of yourself plus a little story about yourself. Just let people get to know you. And with your photo, no covering faces. This is really nice, isn't it?
It doesn't make sense to advertise family and pet portraiture and say that it's for the clients, but not for you.
Right.
So,
yeah. So let people see your face, let them get to know you, and have a portfolio page for sure.
And remember, your portfolio is only as strong as your weakest image. So only select the very, very best.
Curate those images like there's no tomorrow. The best of the best of the best, and try to keep the emotion out of it. I know that sometimes we get very emotionally attached to certain animals or our own pets.
We do too.
We do too, but you know, it's cutthroat. It's cutthroat when it comes time to choosing those portfolio images. Only pick the best.
And if you need a friend or a few friends to help you choose those very best images, then go for it. Ask for their advice.
Yeah. Then you also want to have a services page because you want to tell people exactly what it is that you do and what it is that you're offering.
And how much it costs.
And how much it costs. Now, we're not saying put every single price on your
Be
website.
reasonable. Give people what they need to know, but don't leave out any important details. So the services page is a really good way to just clearly say, I do pet photography. Mm-hmm. Here are the photo session or sessions that I offer. Here's how much they cost, and here's what they include.
Yeah, exactly. And then the final thing for the base of your website is a contact page. A really easy, simple contact page is all you need. Let people know how to call you, how to email you, either put your email address or a contact form. And then also, this is the big one, make sure you know where you're located. Make sure they know where you're located. Make sure to include your city, your state, your country, wherever it is, your town. Let people know where you are. Because if I'm visiting your site and I say I want to hire her, but wait, I don't know where she is.
It's obvious to you, but it's not necessarily obvious to anyone else. Plus, it'll help your SEO. So
sure,
definitely a good thing to include. And I know that having a website is not necessarily free, and there are other free services out there like social media pages, which do let you get your name out there online. But you know, we really recommend that having a website is paramount. It's kind of the fundamental to building your brand. And while social media is great and it's oftentimes free, you do have to fit inside their box. It's not like something you can completely customize. Not to mention, it's not something you have complete control over. So social media is great. We definitely recommend, being on the channels that your target market is typically on, whether that's Facebook, Pinterest, Twitter, LinkedIn, whatever the case may be. And we also try and do our best to follow the 80-20 rule. 80% of the content that we try and post is just entertaining, cool, interesting stuff that people might want to share with their friends, stuff that people are just interested in general. And then 20% is us being self-promotion, us saying, hey, look at this great image that I took, look at the sale that I'm running, look at this promotion that I'm going to have for the holidays. Whatever the case may be, we try and kind of minimize that promotion side, because otherwise you kind of come off as that kiosk in the mall guy of sell, and you're a little too loud, people are going to start to tune you out.
Yeah, for sure. But one of the other big things is it's not all computer work. You have to get out from behind that computer. I know it can be scary, but it's just part of being a business owner. You got to get out there and try to come up with some creative ways. And you don't have to be salesy all the time. It's just about building relationships. It's about going to your local pet store and talking with the owner. Just building relationships, or going to the dog park and meeting people.
Maybe it's going to local events, like a local 5K for a charity, setting up a booth there. Maybe it's joining your local chamber of commerce and shaking hands and putting some faces to names. I think that it may be outside of your comfort zone, but your business is going to grow more the more that you can actually get out in your community and connect with people.
Yeah, because the more you can get out there, the more you can talk, the more relationships that you can build, the more word of mouth starts happening, and then you're happier overall too, because you get to meet new people. And remember, they're pet people, they're your people. So
they're good people.
They're good people.
At the end of the day, I mean, marketing is so important, because you can have the best photos in the world, but if you can't get them out there and get them in front of the right people, your business is not going to succeed. And we consider ourselves to be in competition against people with cell phones. We have to prove why an experience with either one of us is going to be way better than taking some decent photos with your cell phone. And so that's kind of what we market towards in a lot of ways. Your experience is paramount to what you provide. Yes, it's good photos, but it's also so much more than that. And your marketing can kind of encompass and describe that as well.
Yeah, so get creative and just remember that it's about the experience as a whole. It's not just one thing. It's really everything that you offer.
Yeah, because you offer a great service and people deserve to hear about it, but they're not going to unless you really make that effort to get your name out there in all kinds of different ways.
Absolutely.